Good morning, Periscope. Here, let me show you. It is a wet, dreary day here in Wisconsin, and kind of apropos that I'm talking about defeat and disappointment because, the old saying of, raining on your parade. Well, we're not going to rain on your parade today. Today, hopefully going to encourage you. Remember, you can swipe up on your Android, swipe left, swipe right on your iOS. Invite your friends, share this with your followers, become a follower today, tap on the screen for the hearts. I've noticed I'm going to talk about this a little bit later today, that since Periscope has done their updates, that less viewers are seeing this, more people are jumping in on the replays, which is perfectly fine. I'm all right with people jumping in on the replays. Go ahead and throw your comments in if you'd like. I'm going to try getting into them here as I can. Let me uncover the microphone here. Sorry about that. This morning, we're going to talk about defeat and disappointment and how it defines you. And really, it's how you react to it is what defines you. We all have defeats. We all have disappointments in our life. Good morning, Justin. We will all face these things, whether it's in your career, in your marriage, in your spiritual life. Obviously, if you're an athlete or you participate in anything competitive, there's defeats and disappointments. But how do you handle it? How do you overcome it? What do you do to overcome those things to define yourself? Do you sit back and do you take a defeatist attitude? Do you sit back and let things drag you down? Or do you shake it off? Do you learn from the mistakes? Do you learn from what happened and move on from it? We all have disappointments in our life as well. Maybe you were expecting a raise at work or a promotion. Maybe you were looking for a new job and you didn't get it. You have to move on from it. You can't dwell on those things. I'm going through that right now. I've gone through a series of phone interviews for a couple of jobs over the last couple of weeks. One of them I thought I nailed. Thought it just went really well. This is the ideal position for me. I'm great for the position. They were supposed to make a decision on in-person interviews and let people know as of yesterday. Well, today's Thursday. Haven't heard anything. Am I disappointed? Absolutely. It's 6.5 months of job searching and no luck. Am I going to sit here and let it drag me down? Absolutely not. Yeah, I'm going to be ticked off about it, and wonder what happened, but I'm just going to move on, continue pressing forward, and keep going on with my life and trying to find that next job and realize that obviously this was not the position for me, which is disappointing. And I've gone through this numerous times, when I've been unemployed in other situations where I thought a job was the perfect job for me. I thought I was the ideal candidate, but you don't know who else is out there. You can't sit there and curl up in a corner, cover up under the blankets, turn off the lights and say, hey, I'm just going to sit here. Woe is me. I'm not going to move on. Guess what? That's not how life works. You have to pick yourself up, grab yourself by the bootstraps, not that any of us have bootstraps anymore, and just move on. That's what we have to do. And that's how you get defined, by handling your defeat and your disappointment. I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk this morning, and one of the questions he was asked was, how do you handle defeat? And he says, well, I go into everything 100%. I go into everything 100%, especially he is an avid Jets fan. And, he lives, breathes, bleeds, and dies with the New York Jets. And if you're a football fan, the Jets have been kind of up and down. They have not been very good over the last couple of years, a little bit better this year. Everything he does, he gives 100%. In defeat, he lashes out in anger 100%. I'm not saying that's what you should do in your life, but everything, he's passionate about everything, and that's how we need to approach our lives. You need to approach everything, every disappointment, every defeat in your life, and hopefully there's not that many for you, but if there are, you need to approach it passionately, 100%, head on, go into it, and be able to move on and move forward. That's the only way that you can succeed in life. That is the only way you can get past these defeats and disappointments, is going into them headlong, head first, and attacking them. Don't let the defeat and disappointment overtake you. Overtake the defeat and the disappointment. And it goes back to the positive thinking as well. So that's where we're at today. Again, here's the challenge for today. I want you to take a look back over the last 3 to 6 months and write down anything that you have been disappointed about, or anything that you've been defeated in, and take a look at how you have handled it. What have you done? Have you done anything to overcome that disappointment or that defeat? Or did you let it overtake you? Take a few minutes on those things today. Take a look at it and really take account of what happened. I need to do the same thing. Again, I just mentioned, this job interview. That's one. There's a couple of them in there. There's a couple. And I know there's things that I have not handled well over the last 6 months. 6 months is a perfect time window for me. I have not handled those things well. And I need to take a look at it and figure out what I need to do better in the future. I got to say thank you to everybody that's been tuning in, especially replay viewers. I've been getting a lot more replay viewers. Thank you very much. I know now with the updates on both iOS and Android, you have the option to be able to scrub, to be able to fast forward and rewind, and hopefully all of you have been watching these in full. I know some of them tend to be a little bit longer. Love the hearts that I've gotten. I've almost hit that 200 follower mark, which is great. That's exciting for me. Love to see it. Yeah, I'd love to get up to 1,000 at some point in time, but I'm about quality over quantity. So if I only end up with 250 followers, but they're engaged followers and they love what I'm doing, hey, I'll take that. The hearts just surpassed 18,000 yesterday, hoping to get to 25,000 by Thanksgiving. Again, it's just one of those things. It just shows that you are enjoying what I'm doing. I thank you very much. I apologize. I have not been scoping as much. I've been doing the 75-day challenge, and that's been it. And I want to do some more because I know I do have a new follower that I'm trying to impress a little bit. Jason Stolkin is following me now, so hopefully I will do something that's going to impress him a little bit. He's a great inspiration for me because the guy is he's funny, but he also... He's just real. He's very real, and I like that. I like that about Periscope and in him on here, and he does quite a few different things, which makes it very entertaining. And I'm not saying I want to be Jason Stolkin, because there's only one, but I want to be more like him, what he does on Periscope. So it means more than me just sitting in my van doing it, feeling comfortable actually doing these at home, having my family around, doing them in other locations, finding an unlimited data plan where I can go on 9-mile walks in the park and scope for 2 hours like he does. Yes, he does that, and it's pretty freaking awesome. Okay? So I'm hoping, if your day is starting off like this, and it looks like this, I'm hoping that you are going to turn things around and have a bright, sunshiny day, everybody. Maybe watch a scope from Hawaii, watch the sunrise, watch the waves and everything else. I do that a couple of times a day just to get myself into a different mood. But go on out, have a positive day, everybody. I'll be back in a little while. Actually, I want to talk about some of the new updates on Periscope, and though a lot of people have been talking about, I actually am going to do my very first business scope, though. I want to talk about the question I have is, why are brands not jumping on Periscope more, and where they're making mistakes with their social media right now? I'm going to be talking about that a little bit later. Going to be a very quick hit, probably around 10:45 Central Time. So watch for your notifications. If you're not following me, even if you're on the replay, swipe up on your Android, left or right on your iOS, and you can follow me, and you will get the notifications of when I'm on. You'll also get notifications of people that I'm sharing with or sharing for. And I only share maybe 4 or 5 a day. Sometimes it goes a little bit more. But it's things that I enjoy, things that I get motivation from, or things that are entertaining for me. And I promise you, they will be things that are safe for the whole family. They will be safe for the work environment. You have nothing to worry about, okay? Have a great morning, everybody. I'll be back at about 10:45 Central Time. And definitely throw up the hearts on the replay. Would greatly appreciate it. Oh, I'm going to talk about the I Love Poop Hearts shirt, too, coming up a little bit later.